Hey everyone, you're listening to On My Watch List, a podcast about everything TV and film. I'm Colette.
And I'm Sarah. We'll tell you what we're watching and what you should be watching.
Hey guys, welcome to this special episode of On My Watch List, where we are talking Spider-Man.
No Way Home. And this mini episode is going to be full of spoilers. So this is your warning now that we're not holding back. Spoilers. Spoilers. So if you have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home, skip this episode until you've seen it, because again, we're not holding back. We're talking it all.
Everything.
So, yeah, this is your time. This intro is your time to turn this off if you don't want it spoiled for you. And if you do want it spoiled, then fine, keep listening. But we're not holding back because we have a lot to say.
And by the way, spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. So, I saw Spider-Man No Way Home the day it came out, technically the 16th.
Yes.
I was not going to be spoiled. I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to let it happen. I went like in the middle of the day.
You changed your ticket.
I did change my ticket. I had a ticket.
And so did I.
Yeah. I had a ticket for later in the day. And then I was like, man, I just don't want to wait. I was like, I had nothing to do. I didn't want to wait. So I changed it for earlier in the day. And I don't know. I don't regret it, but I'm wondering when I think about it, because my theater wasn't full. And don't get me wrong, I had good reactions in my theater, but it wasn't full. So I'm like wondering if I had waited, if it would have had more people, whatever. I don't regret it because I'm glad I saw it.
Right.
And it was amazing.
It was, if dare I say, an amazing Spider-Man.
It was.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Three amazing Spider-Man.
Three amazing Spider-Man. Spideys.
Yeah, it was. I almost have no words for like,
but we have words
but no words for
words,
the overall experience.
So getting into it, Spider-Man No Way Home begins where everyone learns Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange, he goes to Doctor Strange to ask for some help, messes up the spell, and brings in everybody from all the universities.
All of them. All of the Spider-Man universes.
All of them.
The Raimi-verse, which is Tobey Maguire. I guess now they're calling it the Venom-verse.
Is that what they're calling that?
That's what I thought I heard. That's the Amazing Spider-Man universe. Tobey Maguire. Well, because they're saying that Venom, like
is a part of that one.
Tom Hardy is in that universe. I don't know where that connection came from.
I don't either.
But I'm okay with it. I'm kind of okay with it.
I can watch that.
I think it's because, okay, here's where I think it is. He's not part of Tobey because Tobey has its own Venom.
Right.
And he's not part of the MCU. So where does that leave him?
I think he's just a separate one unless they actually do a movie and they connect it.
But that would be the one I think that they would have to connect it to, because he's not in the MCU. I mean,
and that would
made the
give redemption for Andrew Garfield and give him a third movie. Hey,
which is funny because that's what everybody on the internet's talking about. So
everybody wants a third one.
So let's get into just us real quick.
Yes,
we went and saw it separately. It would have been amazing if we could have seen it together.
Yes,
that would have been awesome. We would have loved it. We talked about, I think in our first episode, we talked about what we wanted to happen, and I honestly felt like everything I wanted to happen happened,
and more. Obviously, I wanted the 3 Spider-Men. But I also wanted a good damn story, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things I said. I said it from the beginning. He's good. Like him as Spider-Man, right? I know. And I honestly, going back to that episode, I think this fixed whatever problem you might have had with maybe Zendaya's Mary Jane.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did actually,
because
her character
her character was amazing. It was well written. The whole movie was actually well written, and I
felt like she had more emotion in this
she did
than she's had in the past too. It fixed my issues, but how does that say as far as her character writing through 3 movies? It's like all of a sudden she's just, but I guess
she changed gradually.
She kind of changed through the second one, Far From Home. She started off
she was different
that way.
She was definitely different,
but it was like kind of all of a sudden. It was just like all of a sudden, I guess when she decided she actually liked Peter, she started,
like when
she put the dress on it was like when she put the dress on, all of a sudden she was more self-conscious and she was
Yeah.
more softer and stuff like that. And then you have this one where she still has that vulnerability, but she still has her one-liners. I mean, obviously she has the best one-liner. She's
Yeah.
so funny. Uh so
I just
yes,
feel
you're
like she
right.
was
You're right.
written the best in
Redemption.
this one. It was a complete redemption.
And they did a
And
lot of changes with her
they
character because
did.
like introducing that her, I guess what would be her father's last name's Watson, but she decided to, I can't tell
Yeah.
that, is that what it is? Because it doesn't really talk about
I
her
saw it once.
parentage.
I know you saw
It's,
it twice, right?
yeah, I saw it
Yeah,
twice.
I haven't seen it twice yet. So I didn't catch that one the first time around
Well, they
as
reveal that
much.
her name her name's MJ Watson,
Yeah,
Michelle Jones Watson.
that's right.
And when they say it, she goes, or he says like Michelle Watson or something. She goes, Michelle Jones Watson or Michelle Jones. I don't go by Watson anymore. So it's like some weird family turmoil thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. But then it reveals the Watson, which connects her to the other MJs or the other
Hmm.
MJ,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's true. I just think she was so much better. And even Ned. Ned was written a little bit better because I'm never a big Ned fan.
Oh, see, I like Ned.
I like him, but I'm just kind of like,
He
he's
was
kind of
kind
a
of annoying in the
terrible
second one.
friend.
The
Yeah, he was
second one. The
really
first one,
annoying.
he wasn't that
No, I
bad.
liked him in the first one. Eh,
I guess you're right. I don't know. Yeah, they were um
I liked him in
really good
this.
friends, but
And
you
giving
also,
him magical powers is like an A plus thing.
yeah. Uh, but what you said in our first episode about Peter needing to kind of like have a rock bottom moment
Yeah.
or like have that like tragedy moment.
Hmm.
It's like you think he had that with Tony Stark, but it wasn't the same. It
It's not
wasn't
the
the I'm on
same.
my own kind of thing, right? Yeah. So
Right,
now he's
right.
like, starting fresh, which could open up a new storyline for him, obviously. I mean, they opened up a lot of storylines. I feel like they opened up a storyline for Andrew, obviously talking about him. Even Toby, I don't feel like they gave him so much of something to open
Yeah,
up
they didn't
with,
give him a
but
lot.
Andrew, they totally did with him
Yeah.
talking about how like he gives like kind of an update on how he's been since Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it sounds like he's not doing good. He's like talking about how
Yeah.
he hates him. He got to a dark place where he started hating himself. And he even said like
It's
Gwen
not pulling
died.
punches.
Yeah, well, he says Gwen died. He went through a dark place. Then he tried to put the mask back on, and then, like you said, so like
Hmm.
we end the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with him coming back and saving the kid and about to take on the Rhino.
Hmm.
And then now he's telling us in this new one that it got darker after that. So I definitely think that would make a good plot point for him to be introduced to Venom, because
I
he's
do
already
too.
battling these inner demons and stuff, and he had the bright spot when he met the other Spider-Mans, which makes me wonder. Here's my other thing too, with Doctor Strange. This is going way too complicated into it, but with Doctor Strange casting that spell, does that impact those Spider-Men in their universe?
That's a good question.
I would say no,
I would say no
just
too.
plot point wise, but
But then again, like
does that
it
make
could.
them go back to their universes and forget that Peter?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Also, here's like either a plot hole or just something to think about. Okay, all the villains were brought in at the time they were dying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Electro at that point is a different Electro that was battling a different Peter than the one that we got, Andrew Garfield, because this Andrew Garfield's older than the one that was battling Electro because he
Yeah.
was still Gwen Stacy was still alive.
Yeah. 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 But they still knew each other, so it's like weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a weird thing. So either that was a complete plot like hole
Yeah, you're right.
or they brought in a older Peter Parker.
They definitely, yeah, 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 yeah. Or yeah, Peter from a different timeline. You're right. You're
Yeah,
exactly right. That is a plot hole, and I didn't think about that.
that's the
Because
first
with,
thing I thought of.
yeah, I think maybe it crossed my mind, but I was like, whatever. I was too distracted by
Yeah,
Andrew Garfield to care.
I know. He looked amazing.
Yeah. I think it bothered me too that he knew, and Toby even knew right away that they were from different universes.
I think it made
Like,
sense for Andrew to know because he's the most scientific out of all of them.
I don't know. I still feel like they should have like Like, how long were they there before they met
It seems like a
Ned and
day.
MJ?
It seems like a day because when Toby comes in, he said, I saw the news report yesterday,
Yeah.
and he was looking
It
for
just
him
seems
all
so
day.
quick for them to realize that they were in the same universe. Like, I feel like,
I don't, because I mean, if you look at Into the Spider-Verse,
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, those knew
Those
right
Peters
away.
knew right away because they're like more mature, and it's things that they've thought of before where it's like, oh, is there a
Yeah,
multiverse?
because the villains just didn't think about it at all. They were straight up confused, but I guess they were dying in those moments. So it's like
Yeah,
dying to not being dead and not knowing anything. And then, I mean, Norman, he's like, you never, I don't know when it's Norman and when it's the Green Goblin, but
right.
he tells Aunt May that someone's living in his house. He doesn't know where he's at and stuff like that. So that's kind of, obviously you have to take that with a grain of salt because who knows if he's lying or not, but he clearly didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, no, he had no idea what was happening. Also, I think most of these villains are disoriented anyway because they're all suffering from some type
Yeah.
of psychological problem anyway.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I did like that we're like Sinister six, and then we only got five.
I know. I know. I'm actually really surprised that there wasn't a Tom Holland villain.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess Mysterio's still being the
yeah,
villain because everybody's like, he was right. Maybe
I
that's who it's supposed to
guess,
be.
but I mean, I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was going to show up. I did.
No, no, but I think he's supposed to be that sixth villain, even though he's dead, he's still doing damage from beyond the grave kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought at least him or someone was going to show up.
I saw a meme where it was like the Sinister Six and it showed all the villains and then the tree.
Oh, the tree. Oh,
So funny.
Sam.
Yeah, no, I let's talk things that kind of bothered us. So you brought up that plot point. I think something that bothered me was Tom's introduction to Toby and Andrew. Like he wasn't surprised to see them.
Mm,
He was kind of a dick. I mean, yes, he lost his Aunt May, but like he was, and I'm kind of upset that Toby and Andrew didn't get to meet hot Aunt May.
yeah,
I'm kind of upset about that. But then
that is a
Tom
little
was,
upsetting.
I was so mad when, yeah, they know immediately that Aunt May died. And I feel like
Hmm.
Zendaya or MJ and Ned shouldn't have known at that point. Like, how did they find out? They just, because they watched the news and they said, we can only confirm one death. Whose death, right? Like, out of that whole building, they just assume, they just automatically, unless Happy called them.
Yeah, but Happy
But
was arrested.
that's true. So I don't know how they all
How
knew,
they find out.
how
Yeah.
they find out that
That was
Aunt
one
May
of the
died.
things that bugged me about it too, is that whole thing. Everything was just like, oh yeah, we know,
Yeah, we
kind of a
know. Oh
thing.
yeah,
We
yeah.
know.
That
Oh
whole
yeah,
that
yeah, we
whole
know.
episode was always like, I know. But yeah, no, I was ticked whenever they're talking to him about how their losses and stuff like that. And then I don't remember what Andrew says, but he's just basically about to say, like, I know what you're feeling. And then Tom's like, don't tell me you know how I feel. And I just wanted to be like, excuse me, little sir.
Little
He's
sir,
been through a lot. He lost the love of his life
you leave him
and his Uncle
alone.
Ben. Yeah. You can shut the hell up.
Yeah,
And his
yeah. You
parents.
know what? He's more traumatized than all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
He's the direct result of the love of his life dying.
After his parents and his Uncle Ben and all. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like
Exactly. Like,
that
I know.
man deserves a hug.
Yeah. And Tom Holland's just like, meh. Don't tell me you know how I feel. Brat.
Little brat.
Knows nothing. Yeah, exactly. And then, okay, so then in this, here's another thing. This isn't something that bothered me, but a realization. I guess they're admitting that Tom Holland's Uncle Ben didn't die in a traumatic way.
Yeah, I honestly I never got that. I just assumed because Aunt May didn't have a Uncle Ben that he was just non-existent. Because he never really talk about him. They never bring up Ben. They say that he's been through a lot, but that could be his parents.
Well, they say, yeah, they say she's been through a lot. But you're right. You're right. They don't. straight up bring up an Uncle Ben.
They
You're
don't they
right.
don't ever say Uncle Ben. So I wasn't expecting it. I actually liked that. That was one of the few things I really did like that was completely changed was Aunt
Yeah.
May delivering that line because
Oh, well, yeah, I like that. Yeah,
that was
no, that was fine.
amazing because she
But
was from there from the start all the way back in Civil War.
yeah.
She was in
Yeah.
Civil War, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
She's a little more. I mean, it did make me think that she had a husband that something happened because of how protective she was over him.
Or that could have just been like his mom could have been her sister or something, you know?
No, dad.
Dad.
Or no, what isn't it supposed to be Uncle Ben's brother is Peter's dad?
Yeah, they could have switched it and we
Okay, they
just
could have
don't
switched
know.
it. Anyways, but yeah, they make it obvious because there he's like surprised. How'd you know I was gonna say that? Uncle Ben said that day he died, and he's just like, you know, he
Yeah.
doesn't get that trauma of Uncle
Yeah.
Ben dying.
He doesn't understand the trauma, but he understands the Aunt May dying. He
Yeah.
could have and it never made it seem like she was married or had a Ben.
Right. Yeah, she did give off a single ladies vibe.
Mm-hmm.
A player singles lady like her with Happy.
Hey.
Yeah, Aunt May got game.
Yes, she did. I love
Poor
Marissa
Happy.
Tomei. I'm really gonna miss Marissa Tomei.
They better. Okay, here's another thing at the end when Happy's like, "How'd you know her?" Oh, I
Oh
knew her through
yeah.
Spider-Man. He goes, "Me too." It's like, so wait, you know Spider-Man, but I guess you don't know who Spider-Man is, even though you know who all of these superheroes. Whatever. I hope if they do
Yeah.
make a new one, they need to have him reveal himself to Happy.
Yeah. And then Happy could be like, "Oh, I just never seen you without the mask or something." Like,
Yeah,
because it's a
something
little
like
weird.
that.
And the fact that like Zendaya, if you notice at the end, she had the Black Dahlia necklace on.
Yeah, she did.
Is she not gonna be like, where'd this thing come from?
It's probably one of those like, it's like that thing in I guess it's in WandaVision too, but the movie Pleasantville,
Oh,
where they're like,
Pleasantville. Yeah.
it's always been like this.
Yeah. Another
As long
Tobey
as I
Maguire
as long as
movie.
I can remember. Oh yeah, right. Or maybe that's what is it WandaVision where they're like, oh, it's always been this way. As long as I can remember, it's always been this way.
I think so. Yeah. I
It's
think
like
they
one
do
of
that in
those like,
WandaVision.
yeah, it's one of those things where she's
Yeah.
probably like, oh, I've always had
Oh,
this.
I've always had it.
Never thought about it, kind
Oh,
of
how'd I
thing.
get this gash on my head? Oh, I just
Oh
always
yeah,
had this
right.
gash on my head.
Oh, are you okay? No, it doesn't hurt that bad anymore. Not like, oh, I woke up with this mysterious gash and, but
So
it doesn't hurt that bad anymore.
does Ned know that he has magic? That's the question.
No, I doubt it.
Uh,
Oh, no, I don't. I
no.
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. His Nana, not his Lola, says that they have magic. Did you notice that? I caught
I
that the
did.
second time I watched. I was like, no wonder Lola freaked out because Lola's not Nana.
Well, it's not Anna.
Lola cares only about getting that cobweb off her ceiling. Which
That was the
I had a cobweb.
funniest
I had a
thing.
cobweb in my living room, and I just thought about that.
I just loved that she was like, "While you're up there, can you get it?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Yeah, and that's what got him to crawl around
To crawl.
crawl around the thing.
I
So
thought you have
funny.
this Spidey thing. I do, just not for bread.
Yeah. I love him. I want to watch it so badly. It's already on pre-order on Apple
Is it?
movies. Yeah. I
I
saw
would.
that. And
I
was
want
like, I should
like.
pre-order it.
I want the Blu-ray digital copy. That's one of the ones I
I don't
need
own
both.
any physical copies of Spider-Man movies, which I wish I
do.
did.
I own all of them. It's
Yeah,
I have a
don't,
problem.
so I'll probably just buy it on iTunes, so it'll be on my computer, so I can watch it on flights.
Here's a big question. Do you think Doctor Strange forgot Peter? Or do you think he like rigged it to kind
Didn't
of
he say something about whether he would or not whenever he's doing the original spell? He says, "Nice knowing you, Peter Parker."
He does. But I think I I wonder because I wonder if he's gonna show up in Multiverse of Madness at all.
I'm starting to think he won't, because
He
I
might
was
not.
hoping Loki would show up, and now I'm thinking Loki's not going to show up.
He might.
I know. Well, you can say that about everyone now, but I don't know.
He might
Loki
though.
has a huge part to play in the multiverse cracking.
Yeah,
so
he does. Also, there's a scene in that trailer. I don't know if you caught it. I think it's
Probably not.
Wanda's hand
I
in
didn't
the
stay.
background.
I didn't
You
stay
can-
for the end of credits the second time.
Oh,
I
okay.
watched
Well,
it.
I mean, it's on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah.
They just released it. But there's a picture of like, I think it's Wanda's hand, I'm not sure. And there's like a little orange glowing thing in the
Oh, I saw that where they think
background.
that's a TVA door.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
it could be a TVA door.
I mean, everybody was right about the Spider-Man trailers
I mean, yeah.
about things getting edited out. And then, do you remember when they first released the still photos for Spider-Man and
Yeah.
people were like, you can see Doctor Strange's head and you could, it was like his shadow.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
could. And that was
There
before
was
they even said Doctor Strange was going to be in it.
there was one edit of like I can't remember if it was a still photo or if it was like a video where it was a sloppy kind of masking of where either Toby or Andrew was. And you could like one of the
Was it the
poles.
arm?
Yeah, it was the
You
arm.
could see the arm.
You could see the
Yeah.
arm. I can't remember if it was a video or a picture. I just can't.
I think it was a still from the trailer,
It's
but
just,
yeah, they did a
you know
really
what?
bad
Things
job.
are so tricky these days that I can never tell if it's like a
Is this
person
real?
doing an edit or
Well,
not.
obviously that video of Andrew was real, 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 real.
Yeah. The one that came out and he I actually just watched the Jimmy Fallon interview again and he's
Oh
like
yeah, I watched
that
that one.
was a fake. It was a deep
Photoshop.
fake. It was
Yeah,
Photoshop. And I'm
yeah.
like, Andrew, he's better than Tom
When is
Holland.
his next when is his next interview? I need to know. I need to
I don't know.
know. They
You know
purposely
when it will
purposely
be.
probably
It'll be at the Golden Globes and then probably the
yeah,
Oscars. That will be his next, it'll be a red carpet interview.
yeah,
Because I don't think he
maybe.
has any new projects coming up.
Yeah, purposely not doing any interviews.
Haha.
I feel like I should know if he has any new projects because I'm an IMDb creeper.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, overall, I think it was amazing. That's what I'm gonna say. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
it was so good.
The one-liners were the best. I
So
love that
good.
they kept their character traits and stuff,
They
like Toby was
did.
so optimistic and he was like not an old man, but he was like this like I don't know.
He was the more mature, like I've been doing this a while. This isn't new to me kind of
But it was
guy.
exactly like his Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
not
Very
optimistic. Well, yeah, in this he
hopeful.
was really hopeful.
There you go.
Yes. He was very quiet
Very
and
quiet. Youth
calm.
pastor.
Yeah, cool youth pastor type. And
I
then
love,
Andrew's like the fast talking, wisecracking, emotional.
yeah, the sarcastic kind of guy.
Emotional.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And he cried so many times. Tears
And
in his
I cried. The
eyes.
second time I watched it, I cried.
I love it.
The first time I didn't so much. I was just so excited. But the second time, him talking about losing Gwen
How
got
much did
me.
you love how they were like introduced, whereas like everyone said Andrew was probably the best embodiment of Spider-Man. He showed up in full suit, head to toe.
Oh,
Toby is like the
I didn't
best
think
Peter
about
Parker,
that.
and he showed up in regular Peter Parker clothes.
I
And they
didn't
said
think about
Tom is like the perfect mix of both, and he didn't have his mask on.
I didn't think about that.
I did think about
I
that.
will say that I wish they were introduced a little different. I was surprised. I don't think anybody thought that that's how they were going to be introduced, right?
Yeah, I didn't really like how they were introduced.
Yeah, it made sense, I
It
guess, to
did,
get
but
with Ned and his little powers or whatever. It made sense for that to be that way where they're like, oh, there's Peter. That's not Peter.
I just didn't like that there was no reaction on Tom's part.
Yes, yes. I thought you
That
meant
was
on
it.
Zendaya and Ned.
Oh no, no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no, no. That
no,
was
they
all.
had the
No,
best reaction.
that was
Perfect.
the
That's the
perfect
reaction
introduction. I thought you
they
meant
should have
Tom.
had with Tom. Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah,
didn't like it. I didn't like
I
it.
didn't
I
like
think
that at all.
I wish they were first introduced. I guess the way they ended up going with it was more of a surprise, but with Tom, I wish that there was more of a who are you or the whole like I think I brought this up where it's like I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast or afterward, but I was hoping it'd be one of those where Tom's fighting Tom's fighting
Oh, and
Doc
he
Ock.
shows up. Mhm.
And here comes Toby swinging in. Oh, I got this kid. And Tom's like, what? No, I got this. And they
Yeah,
think like the other one's like a fan or whatever. And then all
yeah.
of a sudden Andrew shows up and it's all the whole like, the whole like pointing at each other
Oh, yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah,
like trying to figure it out. But yeah, I wish there was a better introduction
yeah.
between
I,
them, but whatever. I mean,
I mean, I'll take what I can get. I also,
I'll
I'm
take what I
happy
can
that
get.
they actually were in it a while. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
end scene kind of a thing. I would have
Last
been
fight.
so angry. I
Yeah,
love
no.
that they had them in like the lab working. I like
Yeah.
the little banter, like with the oh wait, so you just have web inside you?
Yeah. And then Andrew in the background. How did it work?
How does
I loved
does it come out of
everything.
anywhere else?
Yeah, I just loved everything. The dialogue between them was
So
it was
good.
perfect. It was
It
a
was.
perfect writing. It wasn't, it
Was.
was so natural, and they all had the best reactions. And I don't know if it was all like written or if they just like got in there and it was just like, I mean, didn't they have like all the writers from the other movies come in to
I think
like,
I read that somewhere, yeah.
yeah,
To
and for
kind of
that,
bring it,
yeah, to keep it authentic
yeah.
to those characters and stuff. But yeah, everything Andrew said was gold.
Hmm.
You're in a band? That's so cool. That was funny.
I want to brag, but I was in the Avengers. That's great. What's the
What is that?
Avengers?
Yeah. Oh man, everything.
That's kind of the other thing too, is like Toby and Andrew, they had to like fight villains on their own. Tom never did. He always has somebody. So I think in the next movie,
That's true. Because
I
if
think
you're
in the next movie he'll
considering,
be by himself.
well, I mean, I'm gonna say he did fight Vulture on his own. He definitely had help with Edith and Nick Fury to fight Mysterio
But he still had help because he oh no, you're right. Because
because
when
he
he
didn't have
fought
his
Vulture,
suit.
he didn't have his suit. You're right, you're right.
Yeah. So
But even
Vulture,
but all those movies, he had somebody in it. Like, you
yeah,
know,
you're right. You're right. I mean, yeah, because he had Tony for
the
a
first one,
majority of the first one, and then he had Edith,
Edith, and the
and
second one.
I mean he had Happy at the end to save his friends
Yeah.
when the other ones didn't have that. They had to save their friends. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Um,
He's the only one that like wasn't on his own helping. And like even in this one, like I love that they brought, Andrew and Toby in, but again, he has help.
yeah,
So I'm excited to see what they do with the next
yeah.
one.
You know him saying like I can't do it on my own. It's like you've never been able to do it on your own, so I don't know what
Ex-
you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you've always had help, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I guess Toby was really, really on his own
Oh yeah.
because Andrew at least had Gwen.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she played a pretty big part.
Mm-hmm.
I had a coworker talking about how he just like feels so awkward watching Peter and Gwen, and I'm just like they're like the perfect match. Like it's
They really
just like
are
yeah. But anyways, Mary Jane, you know who's useless? Mary Jane Watson,
completely useless. Her and
bad
her like
actress.
Broadway singing career.
Yeah, he should
Poor,
have left her for Gwen Stacy. Poor Gwen Stacy in
poor
that movie.
Gwen Stacy.
Justice for Gwen
Jessica
Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
also justice for who was supposed to be Black Cat? Was it Felicity?
Oh yeah, Felicity. Is it Felicity Jones? No, Felicity.
Felicity
Yeah,
Jones?
Rogue One.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Justice
Felicity.
for
Just
her. She
Felicity.
could have been amazing.
She could
They
have been
totally
amazing
set it up.
too.
By the way,
You know they.
I was
I
watching the old ones and it's amazing how many people are in them. Like Elizabeth Banks
Oh
is
yeah,
in it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When I rewatched them, because I rewatched all of them
Yeah.
before this too. Yeah, Elizabeth Banks. I was like, I
I was
don't
like, where
remember her
did you
being
come
this in
from?
this. I do not remember, and she is like the best in
I
that. She's
know.
so funny.
So good.
Um,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
You know they hired and shot scenes with Shailene Woodley as Mary Jane Watson for those, right?
I vaguely remember this happening.
For maybe it was Amazing Spider-Man 2. She was cast
And
and
then they cut her out.
they shot scenes with her as Mary Jane Watson, which is annoying because if they had done that and then Gwen died, then it's like, hello.
I don't,
If they make an Amazing Spider-Man 3, you think they'll call her? You think they'll just
I
fully
hope
recast it?
not. Let it be
Who would
fully
you want then? Who
recasted.
would you want to be your Mary
For
Jane Watson?
Andrew, for my Mary Jane, for Andrew.
Emma Stone with red hair.
Emma Stone with red hair.
Perfect.
Absolutely. There we go. Did it. I don't, and oh man, I don't know, because you can go. That's something to think about. I
I
haven't
don't know.
really thought because I just I love Andrew and Emma so much.
Yes, the internet really wants Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Venom and Spider-Gwen.
Spider Gwen would be amazing on camera.
It would. I'm just like, how would they pull that off in his universe? People die and die in his
Mm,
universe. The MCU is very tricky with the people dying and not dying, but
I I don't know. I think they could pull, I mean, if they're doing multiverse, they can very well do that.
oh, I'm from a different
Um,
universe and accidentally when they reversed it got sucked into yours kind of thing.
yeah.
I guess.
Even though I know Spider-Gwen is
Or
with Miles
or
Morales, but still.
hear me out.
Hmm,
No, the internet wants Emma Stone as Spider Gwen with Andrew
I
as
do.
Venom.
Same.
Hear me out. Andrew goes back to his universe, knowing
Mhm.
all this stuff about multiverse, string theory, all that stuff that he was so excited about, that he tampers with it himself and brings in Gwen.
I could see that happening. Here's my thought. Because he knew so much about it, do you think in his universe he
He
was
is already.
trying to bring her back?
Oh, there's
For
absolutely for
sure.
sure that he's doing
100%.
trying to bring her
He
back, trying
was
to do time travel
definitely doing it.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
And
for
I bet
sure.
you I bet you if they ever did it, that's what it would be.
He'll
And they
come
would
back.
get,
He'll go back and he'll.
they
Yeah.
have to bring that. And I think they're still friends. I think she would totally do it. She'd come back.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's oh absolutely. There's no
She'd come
animosity
back.
between the two of them. Um,
I think they have so much love for each other. They totally would.
yeah. No, that would be really great. I'm really hoping that
Make it happen.
Sony make it happen. You'd be kind of dumb at this point after you see how much money you made off
I
of him making
know.
like a just an appear.
Just an
Like I mean,
appearance.
right? Exactly. You made so
This
much money off it. But
in
I
a
was surprised.
pandemic.
And I don't know if it's because of my search history that I'm getting only certain stuff, but I feel like there was more love for Andrew than Toby. I mean, people were excited
Oh,
about Toby.
100%. 100% more.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if that's because of my search history, but I heard more excitement over Andrew Garfield being in those movies
So
and
did I.
him getting a redemption.
You know why? Because, like I said, everybody can kind of agree he was the best Spider-Man. Like he had the
They couldn't
sarcasm,
before,
he
but I
was
think they now
witty.
that all three of them were together, I think
Just
people.
because he was in a bad movie, that
Yeah.
shouldn't taint like what he did, you
Yeah.
know, to the character. Like he
I
had some
like
of the
want to go watch
best
it. I'll
moments.
probably go watch it.
I actually watched the second one recently because the first one was on the other day and I watched it of the Amazing Spider-Man. Then I watched the
Yeah.
second one and I just love him. I
I know.
love
I
him
keep
as
seeing a lot of
Spider-Man.
clips on the internet of the Amazing Spider-Man. It makes me want to go back and watch it
It
because he
really
is
does.
amazing.
And
I
he's
love
so good with kids. Like there was a kid in each one of those. Like the first
oh
one where
oh
he's
my god, the first
sleeping
one
and
giving
then
him
the
his
second
mask.
one with
Oh,
the rhino.
so cute.
So
So
cute.
cute. I love it. It's so good. And you know what else about I liked Aunt May and Uncle Ben. I thought they were perfect casting with
Oh
Sally
yeah.
Fields. That was good casting for that generation of
Really good
um
casting. I
yeah.
I love Sally Fields
I
as
love
Aunt
Sally Fields
May.
too. She was so good, so concerned and so
Hmm.
like
I like
and
when
they
she
played
tells
off
him
each
you're
other so well.
mine. That scene where she's like, as far as I'm concerned, you're my boy. Oh, I cried.
Everything.
I
Sally
watched it
Fields.
again and it made me like cry again.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go watch it. Oh,
Ugh,
Sally Fields.
I
And
love her.
they played off each other so well with the
They
whole
did.
oh, I was cleaning the chimney. We don't have a chimney.
What?
What? Like it was so perfect. Oh, how sweet. Oh, so sweet.
I love them.
I loved it. Well, overall, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Best movie of 2021.
Yes, I would
And it was
agree.
like the finale of 2021. It
It
was
really
so good.
was.
Everybody, it was all people were talking about all year round.
You know what? We were talking about this movie maybe even more than a year. Ever since the speculation started, which I can't
Yeah.
remember when that started with the three of them.
Don't even know either.
And you know, I think I said this in one of my reviews. This is a perfect example of how to do fan service and why it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it did it the right way and
Give the fans what they want.
it wasn't cheesy or anything like that. It wasn't
No,
calling
yeah.
attention. I hate when shows and movies call attention to things. it was the perfect amount of fan service.
It was. It really was. Everybody is so happy about it. It's made so much money. I saw it twice in the theater,
Mhm.
even though,
And not only is it fan service with Toby and Andrew. Now, I mentioned this. I have not watched the Netflix Marvel shows yet, but I know who Matt Murdock is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
And
internet helped
as
me with
soon
that.
as I saw that Kane, I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, that is awesome that they're doing that right
Oh yeah.
now.
There was a lot of excitement in my theater when it
Especially
showed him.
since wasn't spoiler warning as well for Hawkeye, wasn't Kingpin announced on Hawkeye that episode on Wednesday and Spider-Man came out on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't watch Daredevil, so I didn't get to see Kingpin in that. My only introduction to Kingpin was
Hawkeye.
Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I think it would have been cool if they had a Miles Morales in this one. It's fine that
They
they did it,
mentioned it kind of.
but the hinting at it, I laughed out loud in the
Yeah.
theater.
I was like, yeah, we need it. We need to see it
I
now.
bet
Come
there's a
on.
Black Spider-Man somewhere. I was like,
Hmm.
yes, yes,
I
there
need to see
is.
it. I
There's
need to
also a
see it.
Spider Pig.
Here's a question. If they do Spider-Gwen, will Haley Steinfeld also be
No,
Spider-Gwen as well as
no,
Hawkeye?
no, 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 no. If they do
No, no.
Spider-Gwen, it has to be.
It has
Oh,
to
you mean in
be.
the MCU or
Yeah.
in Andrews?
I don't know, wherever.
No. Let's mention Hawkeye real quick though. Hawkeye, good stuff. At the end of Spider-Man, when he's swinging past the tree,
I thought he was going
and
to show
so
up.
many people were like, "Oh,
Mm.
crossover somehow, a
I was like, they're
crossover."
not going to do it,
Wouldn't
but
it
I
have
was
been
hoping.
funny? Wouldn't it have been funny if he swung past it and the tree cut in half?
Falls.
And people are just like, "What the hell?" And then it shows the new Hawkeye, and
Yeah.
that would have been really funny.
That would have been great. That would have been really good.
Yeah, yeah. I think they had enough crossovers for that movie.
Yeah. I don't think they would have done it because, I mean,
No, but it was very obvious the same set. Do you think they shot it around the same time? Because it looks the set exactly the same.
probably a little
The
bit. I mean,
tree was exactly the same. And you have
well,
to admit, when you
that
see that,
tree is like total CGI. So
but the same exact, because when you see that tree and other things, it doesn't, it just like, it has its variations as far as like
yeah,
light coloring and the size and
they
stuff.
probably
That
shot
was the
it.
exact same thing. Maybe it was leftover CGI.
Yeah. Well, because, they added in the Rogers musical after Hawkeye dropped into the Spider-Man
Oh,
trailer.
yeah, it was
I don't know
funny.
if you noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed
Mhm.
in the trailer and in the thing, but I didn't
Yeah.
know it was an added after.
And here's my thing with that. Okay, it's all taking place at the same time, right? Let's just say it's
Yeah, it
taking place
is. No, it
in
is.
Hawkeye.
Well, no, okay, here's
What
my
is
thing.
happening in Hawkeye that they're not noticing this happening?
No, 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 no. I think there's a gap between when the memories are erased before Christmas, because there's a time for him to like mourn Aunt
Oh,
May, pack up his stuff, move into his other
and
apartment. And
leave.
that's like, I think he was probably moving when the Hawkeye stuff
You
happened.
know what? That's
So,
true because it was cold at the end of it. There was snow at the end of Spider-Man,
but
and
there was snow
that's
throughout Hawkeye.
throughout Hawkeye. Yeah.
It does play an interesting, like, with Yelena saying she wanted to go to the new and improved Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
but clearly they broke it.
My first time in New York.
Yeah, the broken Statue of Liberty. It would have been broken by the time she got there.
Yeah. Okay, so
But
that's
no
like
one knows
one
how it
little
broke.
thing. Who was that?
It
I
would
don't
have been
know.
funny if she did mention, like, I want to find that spider guy. Or
I want to
something like
find Spider Guy. Who is this man?
that would have been funny if they did mention him in the finale, but as a, like, they don't know who he is, this mysterious spider guy now.
Yeah. Who's the Spider-Man?
Well, but here's, yeah, I mean, like, yes,
It's
he's a
true. They don't
mystery,
mention
but
him at all.
yeah, okay. Well, when I was watching Iron Man 2, I'm like, where the heck are the Avengers when all this
Right?
is happening?
Right.
Like, Tony's being attacked, and like, where are the Avengers to help him? I think that with every single solo Marvel project, I'm like, where are the rest of these
Yeah, yeah,
people?
yeah.
Where are they? Why are they
Exactly.
not helping?
Same thing with
Making it obvious.
WandaVision. Like obviously they figured it
Yeah,
out. Like, why isn't someone coming there and being like, "Hey, Wanda, you okay?" Like,
right. You're messing up the timeline,
or
or
like,
you're not celestial being, whatever it is that Doctor Strange senses.
and like, I think we know that Mark Ruffalo is going to be in She-Hulk. at least for like an episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's a TV show. I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I think
like,
he's gonna have to be in it.
so like, is that in New York too? Where are all these people?
People in New York. I want something on just the regular people of New York
Right. And like,
dealing with. They should make
and
a movie about those people that have to the damage control people. They should do a TV show on those
I
people.
need like a full like timeline of when everything is happening so that I can pinpoint who is where. Like, who let
Yeah, like on a
Wanda
map.
like take an entire city hostage? Who didn't help
Who let her break into
Spider-Man
Shield? Who didn't stop her from breaking into
breaking the
Shield?
shield? Who like didn't notice that Clint Barton is still like running around New York and being shot at by Russians?
That would be easy to miss, though.
That one, yeah, maybe. But I mean,
It's not
a
like this
giant
giant
arrow on the bridge. I mean,
Ant-Man's at home being like, yes.
I know, I know. I would totally. That's like another thing too, is like they added Ant-Man in that musical, which I know a lot
Yeah.
of I know a lot of
I
people are
love
really
that.
mad about the musical being the end credit scene.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was funny.
I
But
thought it
no,
was funny.
I did like the opening scene of Hawkeye when, or not the
He's
opening
not even
scene, but when
there.
I know, yeah, I knew who wasn't there. That guy.
That guy. But do you think like because it's Marvel, they might like in Quantum Mania have Ant-Man just hop in to the Battle of New York?
I mean, maybe. I just think it's funnier the idea of him being
Just
thought to be
thrown
there
in
but
there.
not there.
I like that he's the
Ant-Man
one
of
that
all
they
of
put
them.
in.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Of everybody, it's Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, not the Spider-Man. Like New
Not
York's.
Spider-Man, not
Yeah. Well,
hell, even Wanda was they didn't have anybody dressed up as her.
no,
And
you're
who else
right.
is there? There's they didn't
And they
did they
only
have a
did the one.
strange?
No, they only did the
No.
one Battle of New York too. They didn't do any of the other stuff, like when the aliens came back to New York
Yeah.
or any of that. But that's those are questions for another day. We're eventually going to have an entire Marvel episode where we'll dive into this. We're going to break down our favorite Marvel TV shows ranked from 2021 in our year in review episode, which is either going to come right after this or before it. I don't know. It depends on editing, whichever one we get done first. But yeah, I mean, that's Spider-Man No Way Home. It was mind-blowing. It was amazing. I'm gonna
One of
keep
my
saying that.
favorite Spider-Man movies.
Probably my new favorite Spider-Man
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
It's hard
You
to
know what?
pinpoint a favorite Spider-Man movie for
It's
me.
top tier.
I guess The Amazing Spider-Man might be my
I
favorite. I don't
my
know.
my favorite is still the second one with Tobey Maguire.
That's everyone's favorite.
I know, but
Spider-Man
it's
2.
because it's so well done.
Well,
It's so
yeah, it
well
is
done.
well done.
And then I would say the amazing Spider-Man would be third. No Way Home would be second.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't rank right now. I'll have to rewatch them all and decide. I will say having our Gwen Stacy and our MJ makes Toby's MJ just look so dumb.
Oh yeah, she's so dumb.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, MJ.
Sorry, Kirsten
Sorry.
Dunst.
So, anyways, yeah, that's our spoiler-filled review. We're gonna do a spoiler, not spoiler-free, but we're gonna briefly talk about it in our year in review. So yeah, that's it. That's how we felt. And I'm just gonna keep saying that it's amazing because it goes with
It's so
Spider-Man. It's
amazing.
amazing. So
Amazing
great.
Spider-Man.
I might go see it a third time before it leaves theaters. I don't know. I'll have to think about it with Omicron getting all serious.
Yeah.
But I guess if I go on a random day and a random time, no one will be in the theater. So get that whole theater to myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, Colette, any final thoughts?
Yeah, who's that guy that Spider-Man is? I totally forgot. I don't know who this man is.
Oh, Peter Parker. I've never heard of him.
Who?
Never heard of him.
What?
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to this review, this special episode. Be sure to listen to our other episode, 2021 A Year in TV and Film. Follow us on social media. That's all. Colette, play that music.